Hi, and welcome to another episode. I just want to have a little chat about Thomas Markle Sr. When Harry and Meghan first got together, we were so excited for Harry that he finally found someone that he was going to settle down with, start a life, and have a family, and things were looking really good. People of the UK fell in love with Meghan. They were really the stars of the show. But for me, once I started seeing interviews with Thomas Markle Sr., something struck a chord with me with this man. It's like I was totally drawn to him and I knew that something was terribly wrong with this relationship. And by that I mean that he was being very hard done by. And then slowly things were coming out, like how Meghan set him up allegedly with that photographic session to make him look terrible. And that was the beginning of her plotting and planning, in my opinion, of how to get rid of her family out of the picture, so to speak. So they would not rat on her. She's obviously, in my opinion, gone and told Harry all this stuff about her so-called non-family that she hasn't seen for many years, a strange family, and she had to go with that narrative. And this was her way of getting rid of her family out of her life. Now, something that struck a real chord with me with the interviews with Thomas Markle Sr. was how gentle he speaks and how he loves his daughter so much and how hurt he is and how in dismay he is of what's happened. I don't understand how a daughter could do this to her father. A father that has raised her like a single dad when her mother Doria went AWOL, and how he financed her through her schooling and her further education, and financed her right up until, she met her husband Trevor, her first husband. So how does a daughter do this? Now, as a parent, or as parents, whoever's listening to this, could you put yourself in Thomas Markle Jr. Senior's position just for a minute and think, how does your child, you go from being in a loving relationship and being in contact with each other in a normal relationship, but once you meet this man, that's it, you're cut off, you're done, and you go and spin a story to the world. It's just so disgusting. I can't help but feel so sad for him, and so I'm just gobsmacked that she could do this to her father. Like, did she really only want to climb the ladder and use men in her life, as allegedly her mother has, to get to where she needs to be? But your own father, Thomas Markle Sr., is going to be 80 this year in July. 80. None of us have our days counted, do we? We don't know how long we're going to live. It doesn't matter whether you're old or young or whatever. We are not immune to any diseases or illnesses or things that happen in life. So even Meghan herself can't guarantee she's going to live a very long life. We don't know what happens in life with any of us. Isn't life meant to be lived every day and love the people that are very close to you daily? Will she ever regret what she has done to her father? I mean, all she has to do is pick up the phone and say, "Hey, Dad, I'm sorry. I was caught up in the whirlwind of it all and I didn't know what to do. I'm sorry." See, the Markle family, and I've spoken to both Thomas Markle Sr. and Jr., and I've also watched a lot of Samantha's interviews, like a hell of a lot of her interviews. And all three are actually really nice people, down to earth, normal people that speak sense. They always make sense when they speak. But then you get Meghan and she just rambles a whole lot of jargon and you don't even know what she's talking about. I just don't understand why she could do this. I mean, yes, we know she's tried to climb the ladder and she's gotten her prince and all the rest of it, but how can she let her ailing dad just be there all alone, bewildered and sad, not knowing what he has done wrong? That's all he wants. None of the family, and I think this is a perception that some of the world has got in their mind, that the Markles just want to make contact for money and stuff like that. They've never asked for money. This is where I think everybody's got the story wrong. They've never asked for a dime off her. They just want to know why they have been dissed and chucked in the dirt. I mean, we do know the story behind why she's done it, but they need to know. Even if she had the balls to say, hey, I've told Harry this story and I have to go along with that story, why can't she just be honest? Why would you let your father, of all people that loves you so dearly, let him be so lonely and so hurt and go to, the afterlife one day, where we all will go one day, knowing that you hurt him so bad? I wonder if she has regrets. I wonder if she ever thinks if her children would do this to her. You know, whatever Megan puts out there in the future, or may not put out there in the future about her father, we know it's all going to be lies, because they are very good, in my opinion, of spinning a yarn, and we're all meant to believe it. Well, I'm sorry. I believe Thomas Markle Sr. is a beautiful man who just loves his daughter and wants to say good day and tell her that he loves her. That is it. Nothing more, nothing less. Just for one thing, a photograph session that Megan set up to make him look bad. She won't forgive him for talking to newspapers. Really, Megan? What have you done to other people? How many people have you thrown under the bus? And people are meant to forgive you, yet you won't forgive the man that you set up for something, he was an innocent party of, for you set up. You will not forgive that man. How is this right? Thomas Markle Sr., a lot of us are batting for you. We really respect you. This is very, very sad. Catch you on the next one.